Right now, as you're watching this, something big could be happening that directly impacts your wallet, your bills, and your family's future. Imagine opening your bank account and seeing an extra $3,000 deposited. No warning, no confusion, just relief. For millions of Americans, that possibility is no longer just talk. It's becoming part of a serious national conversation. Think about what $3,000 means for you. That's rent covered, that's groceries for months, that's catching up on bills that have been haunting you. And in a time when everything from gas to food feels more expensive than ever, this kind of financial boost could be life-changing. But here's the question everyone is asking right now. Is this real? Who qualifies? And when could it actually happen? Because what you're hearing online, on social media, and even in the news, it's not all clear. Some people say everyone gets it. Others say only certain groups qualify. And that confusion, that's exactly why you need to stay with me until the end of this video. Because in the next few minutes, we're breaking it all down in simple, clear language so you understand exactly what's happening, how it affects you, and what steps you might need to take. This is not just another headline. This is about your money, and you don't want to miss what comes next. Where this $3,000 idea came from. Let's go back for a second, because this didn't come out of nowhere. Over the past few years, Americans have gone through economic pressure like never before. Rising prices, job instability, and unexpected costs have pushed millions of families to the edge. And during those difficult times, one thing stood out: direct payments worked. Remember those stimulus checks? For many people, they weren't just helpful, they were essential. They kept food on the table, they kept the lights on, and most importantly, they gave people breathing room. Now, policymakers and economists are once again discussing similar payments, but this time with numbers that are even more attention-grabbing: $3,000 per person. Why $3,000? Because studies suggest that amount is large enough to make a real difference, but still manageable within certain budget proposals. It's being talked about as a way to help families recover, stimulate the economy, and support those who are still struggling. But here's the twist. This isn't one single confirmed program yet. It's part of multiple proposals, discussions, and potential plans being debated, and that's why things feel confusing. Some versions suggest broad eligibility, almost everyone. Others focus on specific income levels, families with children, or people affected by inflation. So before you assume you're getting $3,000, or before you dismiss it entirely, there's something important you need to understand in the next section. Who could actually qualify now? Let's talk about what matters most to you. Do you qualify? This is where things get interesting, and honestly, a little complicated. In many of the proposals being discussed, eligibility depends on factors like income, tax status, and household size. For example, some plans suggest that individuals earning below a certain threshold could receive the full payment, while higher earners might receive a reduced amount, or nothing at all. Families, they could benefit even more. Some proposals include additional payments per dependent, meaning your household could receive significantly more than just $3,000. But here's the part that's getting attention. Some ideas are pushing for near universal payments, meaning a large majority of Americans could qualify, not just low-income households. And that's why people are calling it payments to almost everyone. Still, nothing is finalized. And that means one critical thing: you need to stay updated. Because if eligibility rules are announced and you miss them or don't file the right paperwork, you could miss out completely. And trust me, you don't want that to happen. When could these payments happen? Let's get to the timeline, because this is where anticipation starts to build. Everyone wants to know, when will the money arrive? The honest answer: there is no official payment date yet, but there are strong signals that discussions are accelerating. Whenever direct payments are approved, they usually follow a pattern. First comes the announcement, then legislation, then processing, and finally, distribution through direct deposit or checks. If something like this gets approved, payments could begin within weeks to a few months after final approval. But here's the catch: the sooner you're prepared, the faster you could receive your money. That means making sure your tax filings are up to date, your banking information is correct, and your records are accurate. Because when payments roll out, they move fast. And delays usually happen to people who weren't ready. So while there's no exact date yet, the window could open sooner than you expect. Why this matters right now? Let's be real for a moment. This isn't just about extra money. This is about survival for many families. Across the country, people are making tough choices every day. choosing between rent and groceries, between gas and medical bills. And that pressure, it's not going away overnight. That's why a $3,000 payment isn't just helpful. It could be transformational. It could help you pay off debt, catch up on missed bills, or simply give you peace of mind for the first time in months. And here's something else. When millions of people receive money like this, it doesn't just help individuals, it boosts the entire economy. Businesses see more spending, jobs stabilize, communities grow stronger. So this isn't just about you, it's about the bigger picture too. The confusion online. What's true and what's not? If you've been scrolling online, you've probably seen headlines screaming, $3,000 payments confirmed, everyone is getting paid. But here's the truth. Not everything you see is accurate. Some sources exaggerate, others misinterpret proposals as confirmed programs, and that leads to confusion and sometimes false hope. Right now, the situation is evolving. Discussions are real, proposals are real, but final approval, that's still in progress. So instead of relying on rumors, you need clear, reliable updates, like the ones we're breaking down here, because misinformation could cause you to miss out or misunderstand what's actually coming. What you should do right now. So what can you do today? First, make sure your tax information is current. Most payments are based on your latest filings. Second, check your direct deposit details. If the system doesn't have your correct banking info, you could face delays. Third, stay alert. When official announcements happen, they move quickly, and deadlines can be tight. This is about being ready before everyone else. Real stories. Why this matters. Imagine a single parent working 2 jobs, barely keeping up with rent. Imagine a retired couple struggling with rising healthcare costs. Imagine a young family trying to build a future in an uncertain economy. For them, for you, this payment isn't just money. It's relief, it's stability, it's hope, and that's why so many people are paying attention right now. What could happen next? Here's where things get interesting. If momentum continues, we could see official announcements sooner than expected. And once that happens, everything changes overnight. Applications may open, payment schedules may be released, and millions of Americans could suddenly be eligible for thousands of dollars, but only if they're paying attention. The biggest mistakes people make. Here's something most people don't realize until it's too late. When payments like this roll out, thousands, sometimes millions, of people miss out, not because they didn't qualify, but because they made simple mistakes. And you do not want to be one of them. One of the biggest mistakes? Not filing taxes. Even if you don't earn much or think you're not required to file, many payment systems rely on your tax records to determine eligibility. No record, no payment. Another common issue? Outdated information. Imagine your payment being sent to an old bank account, or worse, an old address. By the time you realize it, weeks or months could be lost trying to fix it. Then there's the mistake of believing misinformation. People see a viral post, assume everything is automatic, and don't take action when they actually need to. Here's the truth. When real money is on the line, details matter. So double-check everything, stay informed, and don't assume anything is automatic unless it's officially confirmed. Because missing out on $3,000 due to a simple oversight, that's something you'll regret instantly. How this could affect your future. Let's think beyond today. What if this $3,000 isn't just a one-time payment? What if it's part of a bigger shift in how financial support works in the US? That's exactly what some experts are starting to discuss. There's growing conversation around ongoing support systems, programs designed to provide stability during uncertain times, and if something like this payment gains traction, it could open the door to future relief programs. That means this moment right now could be bigger than it looks. It could influence future policies, future payments, even how the government responds to economic challenges moving forward. For you, that means one thing. Staying informed today could benefit you tomorrow, because the people who understand the system are always the ones who benefit the most from it. The emotional reality. Why this hits hard. Let's pause for a second, because this isn't just about numbers. It's about real life. It's about the stress you feel when bills pile up. It's about the anxiety of checking your bank account. It's about wondering how you're going to make it through the next month. And that's why this topic is hitting so many people emotionally. Because deep down, you're not just hearing about $3,000, you're thinking about what that money could fix. The overdue rent, the credit card balance, the groceries you've been stretching for weeks, that's why people are sharing this. talking about it, watching videos like this one, because it feels personal. And if you're feeling that right now, you're not alone. Millions of Americans are in the exact same position, waiting, hoping, and searching for answers. What experts are saying right now? So, what are experts actually saying about all this? Economists and financial analysts are divided, but many agree on one key point. Direct payments can provide immediate relief when people need it most. Some experts support the idea, arguing that putting money directly into people's hands helps boost spending and stabilize households quickly. Others are more cautious. They raise concerns about inflation, government spending, and long term economic effects. But here's what's important for you. Regardless of the debate, the fact that this conversation is happening at a serious level means one thing: it's being taken seriously. And when ideas like this reach that level of discussion, they don't just disappear, they evolve, they develop, and sometimes they become reality. So whether you're hopeful or skeptical, this is something worth paying attention to. Why you need to stay ahead. Let's bring it all together. Right now, you have information that millions of people are still trying to figure out. You understand the possibilities, you know what to watch for, and most importantly, you know how to prepare. But here's the truth: in moments like this, the people who act early are the ones who benefit the most. So don't wait until it's everywhere. Don't wait until it's too late. Stay ahead, stay informed, and keep checking for updates because things can change fast. And when they do, you'll be ready. Because this isn't just about watching the news. This is about protecting your financial future. And the next update, it could be the one that changes everything for you.